This is Vet Tales, the story of the Sailing Veterinary Clinic. Last episode, we finished up our vaccination day in Agua Verde, our biggest project to date. This episode, we set sail for our next veterinary project, stopping in the amazing anchorage of Los Gatos on the way. So we finished up in Agua Verde. We ended up seeing and distributing vaccines for 90 pets, which is pretty awesome. That's a lot. Lot of dogs, some cats. Cats are always more tricky because they're not always home when we come to visit, but we got a lot of the cats done as well. And yeah, everybody was extremely grateful. It was kind of funny. We started on the beach and we had some help, which was really awesome. The couple from a boat called Avalon, he's an ER doctor and she used to work in a vet clinic, so that worked out really great. They were a great help, helped draw up vaccines, wrote vaccination cards for us. So we got 20-something animals done on the beach first. Then we went with Joel, who is Leonor's son, who have Brisa del Mar, the restaurant on the beach. He has been looking after the dogs in the area as much as they're able to. Like, he often will get flea and tick medicine and give it out when the dogs have fleas and ticks, and tries to really take care of them. And they've got a lot of pets between the family that they've rescued and taken on and things like that. So he got us in the car, drove us back deep into the village, and we started visiting family homes. What we hadn't thought through was that it was a Sunday. And so in our minds, we thought Sunday would be a really good day to do it because people wouldn't be working. But Sunday's actually a very busy day in most Mexican communities because people are at church in the morning. So that's why it was a little slower on the beach in the morning. And in the afternoons, they tend to get together with the family after church and kind of, eat and hang out and have family time. So it kind of worked out well, though, because it meant all the families were like congregated in these areas. So we would turn up and everyone would be kind of partying and with the family. And then there would be like all the dogs from all the family there. And they'd just be bringing dogs, bringing cats. So it kind of worked out well. It was like a little bit chaotic, but yeah, we really kept smashing it out. So it was really cool. We'd like to say a very big thank you to our patrons and donors, and a special thank you to the McKinnon family who made this project possible. We couldn't do it without you all. And like I said, the community is extremely grateful. They're very excited for the spay and neuter project we're going to be doing here as well. That's just taking a little more organization because it's going to be quite a big event, and obviously needs a lot more equipment and veterinarians and helpers and everything. So yeah, that'll be really good though. So yeah, very, very successful outing vaccinating the dogs and cats of Agua Verde. And like I've always said, it's really important because we're protecting the dogs and cats from diseases, but a lot of these diseases are communicable to humans, like rabies, and to other animals, like distemper can spread to raccoons and wildlife and things like that. So we're helping to protect the entire community, entire environment, entire area. Before we left, we went back into town in the morning to get a few last-minute supplies, check the weather, and check the dogs and cats were all doing well after receiving medications and vaccinations the day before. Landing the dinghy on shore was one thing, but getting back out in the wind swell was too much for our little dinghy to handle. Well, we got smashed by the beach break trying to get out. It doesn't look like much, but our dinghy's so freaking small and slow. Yeah.
I got her
more. So Ian's sailing. And Addie's soaked. Everyone's been for a swim. Fun times. But we've now done a weather check, so we know we can leave today. And we left a glove, our animal handling glove on shore that we had to go collect. So yeah, worth it, I guess. Well, at this point, may as well just get in the water. Towels. Rinse the shoes and the clothes.
Yeah.
And then we'll just rinse the motor a little bit, yeah.
Our water bottles.
And our water bottles and the gas. And the guy. He said, rinse me, you guys.
You want to put these?
Yeah. him, Jim.
Eddie, what do you think? We're sailing.
He's sniffing the breeze, he likes it.
The wind's coming from them.
Such a smart bird. We are underway under sail to Gatos, which is an anchorage south of Agua Verde. We had a very successful day yesterday in Agua Verde. We gave out vaccinations for rabies and the core vaccines for dogs and cats to around 90 animals, which is awesome turnout. The community was extremely grateful. They were telling us that there's been a lot of foxes lately, and so a lot of them have been worried about rabies, and so they're really glad that all the dogs and cats are up to date now. Help prevent a lot of deadly and dangerous diseases. We're hoping to stop in San Evaristo on our way heading south towards La Paz as well. That was where we did the entire community's dogs and cats with vaccinations last year. We don't have enough vaccinations with us to do all of them again, but they're not due yet anyway. But what we're hoping to do is do just any new puppies and new kittens that are in town, and any dogs that were under 1 year of age last year, so that they can all be reboosted and protected and everything. So yeah, we'll see what turnout we get there. And for now, we're just sailing downwind. Wind's a bit variable and not super strong, so we're flopping around a little bit because there's a bit of swell, but doing like 4 knots, so not too bad. The wind has gotten a lot more consistent, so we're making really good time now, kind of 4.5 knots, pretty easy, and not so much flapping about of the sails. So it makes it a lot nicer with the swell too, because you really don't stop moving.
Shift change. Ian's on the tiller.
It's waking up.
Exhilarating.
An exhilarating sport, indeed.
Addie and I are cooking lunch. yeah, we've been making pretty good time. We've only got 2.5 miles to go. So we motored those first 2 miles just to get around the point, and then we have sailed about 15 nautical miles, and yeah, have 2 more to go. So getting very close, and we're losing the wind a teeny bit now, but now it's gusting again. So we should be able to sail pretty much all the way to the anchorage, hopefully. We've made it to Los Gatos. Those of you who've been following our channel a while will probably recognize these red rock formations because they're pretty unique. We were here last year, and yeah, just slowly hopping our way south and kind of tucked up as close as we can with Chuffed to avoid the northerlies because they're blowing some kind of big swell up and around the point here. So she's the closest boat in by far. Pretty cool here. It's almost like being on Mars. We had left Puerto Escondido only 4 days earlier, stopping at 3 anchorages and vaccinating 90 animals over those few days. Although our primary goal is doing veterinary projects, we also chose this lifestyle to be closer to nature and to have the freedom to explore beautiful places when we aren't working. Gatos is a great anchorage for a day off. Exploring the clear water and unique rock formations made for a great and much needed break after weeks of preparing and performing the Agua Verde projects. One of our favourite things to do when we're not working is to snorkel in the Sea of Cortez. It's got great visibility, relatively warm water, and plenty of sea life. The coral around Gatos had suffered from some bleaching, but it was still a really beautiful underwater world. just lifted anchor in Los Gatos and we're heading to San Evaristo today. It's around 30 nautical miles. We don't know if we're going to be able to sail yet. There's a teeny bit of wind, and the different wind models, some have it at like 5 knots all day, which isn't really enough to go downwind. Others have it at up to 15. We shall see. It does feel like it's maybe picking up a little, so yeah. Otherwise, it'll be a long motoring day. And tomorrow we've organised to see a couple of the animals on shore. So basically we're going to be doing vaccines for any of the dogs that didn't get them last year, or any that were puppies last year, because they need more regular boosters. And we've got some cat ones too, in case there's any cats we didn't see last year. And then just doing checkups for any dogs that have any, or cats that have any issues. So yeah, another little stop. It'll be good to see how they're all going since we saw them last year. Real big, so I don't think it got the drag going.
Oh, it's a real little guy.
Yeah. Little guy. He's a bit small, so we're going to let him go. Little bonito, I think. Yeah, I'll let him go, eh? He's little. There he goes. Well, maybe we leave the pink lure on after all that. Wow, we're just passing Punta Colorada, which is the little oasis that we visited last year, where we castrated their cat and vaccinated the cat and the 2 dogs. And then just a little further south is Burros, and then a little further south of that is Punta Alta and Cuervos, which are all the villages we visited last year after we had been to San Evaristo and Isla Coyote. Yeah, so we did, I think, like 35 odd dogs and cats in San Evaristo, and then like 35 more throughout these smaller communities. So it's kind of nice to be going by again. That's Punta Colorada there, Burros, and then kind of just around this point is Punta Alta. I've been just doing that like one little winch up to try and take the pressure off the end.
We got in the San Jose Channel and all of a sudden have some wind behind us. Not a lot, but we're sailing.
And I decided to get real sexy for the camera.
So did Daddy.
He's always got his pants on. Thanks for watching. Next episode, we continue our journey south to arrive in San Evaristo and get to see some familiar faces. You can support our goal to get all of the animals in the Sea of Cortez up to date with preventative care and healthy by becoming a patron, and you get extras like live updates. You can also visit our website to learn more about ways you can help us and the projects we do. Until next episode, stay chuffed, everybody.